All right, Shalawam. First and foremost, I'd like to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kadash. Double honors to the apostles, the elders, the great millstone, the men that taught me this truth. And peace and salutation, brakatham to all you sincere Akim that's laboring in this truth throughout the four corners of the earth. All right, will there be a world's war? According to the Holy Bible, according to prophecy, all right, yes, there will be a world's war. All right, and as we see right now in the earth, okay, the Lord is basically mustering the hosts to the battle. You know, you got these different nations out there right now. You know, they're in different little proxy wars and scrimmages going on. All right, you got Russia, you know, and Ukraine. We got you know, skirmishes out there. Then you got right now the whole Israel and the Palestinians, you know, and you got, you know, Russia coming up against America, America coming up against China, China coming up against Taiwan. So these are different skirmishes that's going on around the world. You know, you got you know, trade wars. You got all these things popping off right now. So eventually it's going to escalate, and it's going to, you know, turn into a world's war. All right. And this was prophesied, you know, by a number of prophets. Different prophets spoke of, you know, and seen the vision of World War III. All right. And who was it? The Apostle John on the island of Patmos. The Lord put the spirit on the Apostle John to see the vision of America being destroyed. All right. So when it's all said and done, this place is going to be done. It's going to be taken out by ICBM missiles. All right. When they was referring to the lake of fire, that's what the Apostle John seen. This place being utterly burnt as a desert. It's going to be burnt, and nobody's ever going to dwell here in this land ever again. You know, and that's going to be the judgment of the great whore, which is spoken about in Revelation, the 18th chapter. All right, so I'm gonna get a couple precepts going into how it will be a world's war. All right, so this is Isaiah chapter 9, verse 5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise, and garments rolled in blood. Right. So, you know, back in the ancient world, you know, when men would fight in battles, it would be with, you know, screaming and swords and bucklers and riding on horses and stabbing and, you know, just one-on-one combat. You know what I mean? So, you know, it would get to the point where it would get real gruesome. You know, somebody getting stabbed, you know what I mean? And you know, their guts coming out and blood spurting out. You know, that's how it was in the ancient world, right? And it says, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. So the prophet Isaiah made it known that this battle is going to be fought with burning and fuel of fire, which is talking about those missiles, those ICBM missiles that right now you see in all these nations they're investing in. Okay, they're getting ready and getting prepared. They're not just keeping those missiles, you know, just a hard, you know, had them basically, you know, just not for good use. They're going to use them. They're not going to just, you know, have them and just, you know, talk shit. Eventually, one day, they're going to use them. All right. And you see these nations such as Russia, China, North Korea, you know, they have nuclear capabilities now. You know, scripture says in, what's that, Isaiah the 14th chapter, let the weak say I am strong, you know, because you're going to see that now all the nations are going to be on equal playing fields. All right. Because at one time, America was that big bad bully. All right. That basically no other nations wanted to, you know, mess with. All right. Because they knew that they had the nuclear, capabilities of destroying a nation. All right. So now, all these nations, they can talk they talk, because they got, they got the nuclear weapons as well. You see? So this is going to be a war. World War III is going to be fought with nuclear missiles, man. All right? And this is prophesied in the Bible. Let me get something else. This is the book of Joel, chapter 3. And I'm going to go straight to the point. Verse 9, it says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. Wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. All right, and that's what the Lord is basically doing. He's putting the spirit on these different nations to fight in this upcoming war. You see? And it says, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say I'm strong. Oh, Salakia, that is Joel, the 3rd chapter. I thought it was Isaiah, 14th chapter. But, that's what the Lord is doing, man. The Lord is basically putting in the spirit of these different nations to fight in this upcoming war. So they're now investing not in their country, but in weapons. All right, the weapons to go to war with, which is those ICBM missiles, defense system, different, weaponry that the Lord has put the spirit on these nations to indulge in. All right. So it says, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about, thither, cause the mighty ones to come down, O Lord. You see, and the mighty ones is talking about the angels. All right. The Lord is going to basically crash the party, per se. All right. During the time of World War III, it said the archangel, the scriptures mentioned the archangel Michael, all right, that's going to come with the Lord, the angel of war, all right, and they're going to basically put in the spirit of Esau and the different nations to fight. Okay, when the scriptures speak on Revelation 12:12, it's going to be a war in heaven. Okay, war in heaven, man. That it says that Michael and his angels shall fight against Satan and his angels. That's why when you got this guy Trump, basically before he left office, they had a thing by the way of the Space Force, okay, which that goes back during the time of the 80s. When Ronald Reagan, he came up with the whole Star Wars program. So fast forward today, that's just Trump reiterating, what was done in the 80s. He's bringing that back because this is the time of war. This ain't the time of peace. And this is the end of Esau's rulership, Esau's kingdom. Who's Esau? The so-called white man. All right. This is the beginning of our kingdom and the ending of the so-called white man's kingdom coming to an end. So yeah, we're almost close, man. But before these things take place in the earth, all right, before the missiles fly and whatnot, it's a few prophecies that have to take place. One of the major prophecy that has to take place before World War III is the MOTB, okay, also known as the Mark of the Beast, according to Revelation, the 13th chapter, okay, going into the whole RFID microchip. When that thing is made mandatory and is distributed throughout the whole earth, people getting chipped, that's how you're going to know that we're at the end. We're going to know that, at any day, the Lord going to put the spirit on these different nations to shoot those missiles off. All right, those missiles off. Okay. Matter of fact, let me get real quick Matthew, the 24th chapter. It goes into that. Matthew 24, and I'm going to start at verse 3. It says, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, When shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? Right, the end of the world meaning the end of an age. Okay, because when you go into that word, world, all right, it's eon, which means age, all right, and it's dealing with the so-called white man's time to rule on the earth, all right. So the disciples was asking Yahushua, when's going to be the sign of his coming? And Yahushua is going to tell them. It says, and Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am the anointed, and shall deceive many. And as we know, you're going to have a lot of false prophets, guys saying that, basically they acting like they're coming in the spirit of the Lord, but they're coming in the spirit of Satan. All right. You got certain men, they're coming in there to fulfill their own bellies. Okay. For filthy lucre. That's what you're going to see. All right. They're not of the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahshua, because first of all, they don't go into prophecy. They're all about this world. But the scripture says, don't be deceived. It says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. And that's exactly what you hear about right now in the earth. Okay, in the news, and you're hearing about certain things going on right now. Okay, concerning Bible prophecy, wars, rumors of wars, right? But it says, see that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. See, the end is not yet, because there's certain prophecies that still have to be fulfilled before World War III. But it says, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. You just had an earthquake, I believe. Well, you always having earthquakes, but it's different earthquakes. I believe it was an earthquake in Afghanistan, most recently in another spot. Oh, in Jamaica, it was a earthquake. So it's different places. The Lord is basically, he's revealing himself. He's basically, he's showing the world that he's about to bring back his son. He's about to send forth his son. All right, and the Lord shows himself through these events that goes on in the earth, and most and foremost, the prophets, the men of the Lord. Okay, we're out here teaching this word, man. But as soon as the Lord removes us off the streets, then that's end game. Okay, that's when the Lord is going to set judgment to this place. But it says, in pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places, all these are the beginning of sorrows. All right, this is the beginning of sorrows, because things are going to get way worse. You got the time of Jacob's trouble. All right, you're going to have famine. You're going to have, economic collapse. People are going to be, basically they're gonna have where this whole setup is going to come down. It's going to basically everything is going to come to a stop, to a halt. People not going to be able to go to work. You're not going to be able to, do the things that you usually do. All right, the dollar, all right, is going to fall. It's going to, it's going to fail to the point where, it's not going to be any good. Okay, basically you're going to have to reserve on this new system, which this new system, it's going to be where, the CBDC, which eventually that's going to be done away with. They're going to have cashless society. They're going to push the CDBC, and soon after that, it's going to be the chip, where you're going to have to get it implanted in your hand, in your body. All right, and that's the only way you're going to be able to make transactions here in this society. So all these things have to take place still before World War III. But yes, World War III is written in the Holy Bible. Okay, it is in the scriptures, and we're more near than we ever been. I believe Trump, this devil Trump, he mentioned it, and we all know through the spirit, all right, through reincarnation, that's Nero coming back, all right, that's Nero coming back, man. And Lord willing, he comes back in the office, and you know, through him and his policies, man, really bring this place to an end, you know. Lord willing, man, we gonna keep watching though, because you know the scripture says, you know, to watch and pray, you know. But I'm gonna end it there, you know. All praises due to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yashai. To the next.